Hi everyone and welcome to this video on DeFi Kingdoms on the Harmony ecosystem, and we're going to go through some of the aspects of it as well as how we can get funds from one ecosystem to another onto the Harmony ecosystem, because I know it can be a little bit confusing and it'll be a little bit more helpful if I just go through it step by step. So with DeFi Kingdoms, it's located on the Harmony 1 network, and to get to that network, first of all, you can actually bridge from either Ethereum or Binance Smart Chain. And so I think the best alternative is the Binance Smart Chain, just because the fees are lower. So the gas fees are lower, and it also is a little bit quicker than Ethereum. So what you need to do first of all is get your MetaMask account open and transfer any funds. So in this case, I used BUSD onto your MetaMask and go to PancakeSwap. And you want to be swapping any BUSD or BNB into the one token. So here, I'm not going to go through each step literally, but just to show you. So you would claim your one token, and then you would head over to this bridge here, so Horizon by Harmony, and the link is up here and in the description, and you would click on Binance. Now what you want to do is, at the moment, you would have your MetaMask wallet set onto the smart chain just so it can recognize it, and you should see how much one is in there. To show how much one is, instead of using BEP20, HRC20, BNB or 1, you click the 1 just to be transferring 1, okay? Now the wallet you're going to be using is one that you can install on Google Chrome extensions, which is the Harmony Chrome extension wallet. So just go ahead and set that up, and then you would click, so I'll just click off this, and you would click one wallet, and then you would accept the request, and then it comes up with your wallet. Once you've done that, so I'll just, hopefully this works. Once you've got them connected, okay, it's not going to work, but once you have it connected, then you would go through the prompts. So you need a bit of BNB, not too much BNB on your MetaMask wallet for Binance, so that when you do the transfer, it has some gas fees. So you'll pay 2 small gas fees to transfer across to your Harmony wallet. And then once that's done, you should see your 1 on your wallet. So I only have a little bit of 1 on here. Now this is the tricky part, because you have a Harmony wallet, but DeFi Kingdoms uses the MetaMask wallet. So what you want to be doing is you want to go into your Harmony wallet on MetaMask, copy the account that's on there, and go to the Harmony Blockchain Explorer. You just paste that in, and this will be the actual address that you want to be sending your Harmony to. So rather than sending it to this MetaMask address, you'll be pasting it in there and copying it to this one. Then you would just go send, enter that address, the amount that you want to send, and then send. And you should see it appear pretty much instantaneously in your one wallet. Right, now that you know how to do that, we can get on to DeFi Kingdoms. So DeFi Kingdoms is an interesting little DEX. It's an NFT game trading platform on the Harmony 1 network, and you can see it has this kind of pixelated old Legend of Zelda kind of feel to it. And it's really a great way of using NFTs in the games, and also it's kind of like the play to earn concept. And so you have different areas like the bank, where you can single stake, gardens, where it's your liquidity providers, the tavern and the portal and the professions are all linked to your NFTs. So let's just go through each one of them. So the marketplace is where you would go if you want to trade. So kind of like if you're on PancakeSwap, where you go here and you'd pick a pair, so 1, and you can pick any other pair. The native token for this particular place is Jewel. And so Jewel is the governance token, and you'll use that for staking as well as liquidity providing. In the marketplace as well, you also have the Druid, and this is how you create liquidity pairs. So there are a bunch of different liquidity pairs that you can do. You can click on create liquidity pair, and in this case you can do 1 and Jewel, and then you would obviously go through the steps as usual, approving the contracts and making sure you have 50% Jewel, 50% 1 as well. So you can also navigate around by using the menu on the side. You can also go back by clicking here on the world map. There is one other person here They will offer items at some point when they're released during the roadmap, and I expect those items will obviously enhance some of the gameplay with the NFT characters. Moving on from the marketplace, we'll just talk about the gardens next. So this is where you will probably get the highest returns if you're looking to farm the jewel token. So you can see it's a nice little animation here of someone farming. The druid's back here again. This is where you can see all the different liquidity pairs and the APR. So the APRs are quite high at the moment, obviously subject to change due to price fluctuations and things that we call epochs, which occur on the Harmony network, which this game is abiding by in terms of its emissions, and so we'll go through that as well. Just having a bit of loading problems, sorry. Well, when it does load, if it doesn't send, you can see there's different ones. You've got Jewel, Bitcoin. You can also have the stable coins like BUSD, USDC, ETH. A lot of people like to choose the Jewel 1 pool because they see that Jewel and the Harmony network in tandem. So if one pumps, the other pumps. If one dumps, the other dumps. And so you get a maximum upside if you do that. But you can always go a stablecoin Jewel pair as well. Now, one different and interesting thing about this particular liquidity pool is that rather than being able to claim all your tokens at once, there's a percentage locked over a certain amount of time. So the longer you hold off from claiming, the greater the unlock occurs. Now, this is a anti-whale feature. It's to stop people from dumping the token when they farm it, and it keeps the price of Jewel in check. So none of those traditional pump and dump whale farms. Now also I will go through sort of the percentages and how these epochs work as well in terms of what the claim is, but they will have 100% claims after epoch 51, which I think is slated in 2022. So with the bank, if you don't like impermanent loss, you can always come here and stake Jewel. And when you stake Jewel, you get X Jewel, which is 1X Jewel is 1.55 Jewel, and it's just a really good way of getting fees from trading, so you get a third of the fees as well as a pretty decent APR. Obviously, you're not going to get a good APR compared to liquidity farming, but it's a really good way if you want to mitigate your risk in terms of loss, which is really good. So onto the main part of this particular DEX, excuse me, from the wishing well, is the NFTs. So the NFTs make up the main part of this particular platform, and these NFTs are heroes. So I personally do not have a hero, but we can go in and look at all the heroes that are available. So you can actually buy heroes using Jewel. So that's another use for the token. And you can see this is the lowest cost for some of these heroes. So 204 Jewel would be roughly 600, 700 USD. The prices are reasonably high, but at the moment they probably will come down because a lot of these NFT heroes are going to start flooding the market. These prices are also indicative of how rare they are. So we've got uncommon, commons, uncommons, rare, legendary, mythics, where mythics are probably obviously the most rare. I'll just show you. There we go. So you can see like 2,500 Jewel look really cool. I think they're pretty cool. Other things that these heroes are, they have different classes and subclasses. So you can see on the left, you've got Dark Knights, Knights, Ninjas, Pirates, and again, you've got those subclasses as well. And you can see that they have particular stats. So Summon, Stamina, and XP. And XP has, I think, just been released today. So you can now increase XP of your heroes. Now, when you flip the card, you can see what they're good at. So if it's highlighted in green, that's the main skill that they're good at, their profession, which I'll go to a little bit later. And then when you look at these, you've got different stats, and certain stats are good for different professions as well, and you can highlight over that and it tells you what it does. Now if we head on over to professions, this is where you can actually increase your professions for the particular characters. So you saw on the back it had of particular heroes like foraging, gardening, etc., fishing and miner. So you'd be going to these heroes and leveling them up, and apparently I think, and someone correct me wrong in the comments, that each one of them is how do I say, they have different abilities, so increased APRs, farming rates, ability to unlock lock tokens, etc. So if you do have the funds to actually go about and get an NFT hero, you can actually go and summon more NFT heroes. And obviously there's drop rates considering if they're common, uncommon, rare, mythical, etc. So you can go to the summoner, you would obtain crystals, and then you would get one hero, either hire or add another hero, get some tiers, add them together, and then there would be a jewel cost associated with it. So obviously the more rare the heroes are and different generations, it's going to cost more jewel. And then you can create another hero. And obviously if you want to sell them, you can sell them on the marketplace, or you can either hold on to them and use them for different quests and use that kind of play to earn feature. Now just looking at the docs at the moment, we can see with the garden there's an issuance schedule. So it tells you the different multipliers, the emissions rate of jewel, and how that will diminish over time into certain epochs. So currently we're in epoch 10, so we get about 720 jewel with a 24x multiplier, and that'll go down over the coming epochs. So once we get to epoch 36, we'll just have a 4x multiplier in the liquidity farms. So you can see the returns diminish over time. So if you were an early investor, you get really nice multiplier. It's still really good if you get in here. Obviously the returns diminish, but it's still really good to be in. What's really interesting is this locking model we talked about. So the calculation rewards is when you claim your rewards. So a portion of those rewards will be unlocked, so you can use them immediately, and the remainder are locked until after a particular time has happened. Okay. So the way the unlock works is during a certain epoch, you'll have a percentage of what gets unlocked at the time of claiming. So in epoch 1, if you claim, you would get roughly 5% unlocked cumulatively. Then 7, 9, 11, 13, etc., etc. So in example A, if you had unlocked at each epoch, cumulatively you would have made 29.8 jewel, and in 271 would have been locked, with the total reward of 301 being emitted. So the total rewards are the same, but the amount that you can use differs. So this actually makes a bit different. So they would be able to access this jewel at the end of epoch 51 unless you had a hero that had an ability to unlock these earlier. And I would imagine that these unlocks wouldn't be everything. It might be a percentage of what could be done. But in the case of case B, when they waited 10 epochs and then unlocked it all, you can see that they got 69.4 jewel, so 3 times the amount of jewel unlocked, still the same rewards, and less of it was locked up. So it's really encouraging people who are liquidity farming or liquidity mining to hold on to their LP and not sell any of their rewards, or actually even claim any of their rewards, so it keeps the price of jewel quite stable. Now obviously the rationale is, as you can see, there's the total supply of jewel increase over time, with the total amount being locked over time increasing to a particular point, and then obviously decreasing after the epoch 51 occurs, and as you can see it goes down and down, and then in relation to that, whatever gets unlocked occurs in a fashion like this. Now DeFi Kingdoms is one of these projects that personally I would hold on for a month or two to see what happens. It's kind of one of those set and forget DeFi projects where it has a lot of upside and promise, and I think this will be good for quarter 4, quarter 1. So, it's quite early on in the game, so if you can still get in, I would definitely get in right now. Obviously try and not go in all at once, but put a little bit in, see what happens, and try and risk mitigate. Hope you enjoyed this video, and see you later for more.